Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the SmackDown review for the 1st of April. Not April Fool's Day, folks. Just actual SmackDown review. But 1st of April, 2022. Certainly the SmackDown before WrestleMania weekend, or on WrestleMania weekend, as it were. A lot of wrestling content this weekend. I will do my best to get to everything. I don't know if I'll get to everything, but I'm going to do the best I can. This is also tax season and busy business season and all sorts of things. So, doing the best I can. But we've got over 2,600 audios for your listening pleasure. Can make something happen there if you're interested. But the SmackDown review is why we're here on this particular audio. So, certainly a I don't know, kind of lackluster show, but also with so much content coming out this weekend, without a doubt, you're gonna get lackluster in so much that you kind of have to have that a little bit, don't you? Anyway, so um, it's here, and it is what it is. Anyhow, so Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is here, and that is won by Madcap Moss. I mean, that's basically how they open the show. Participants: Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, Drew Gulak, Reggie Mansour, R-Truth, Jinder Mahal, Ivar Eric, Shanky, Robert Roode, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Akira Tozawa, Apollo Crews, Commander Aziz, Tommaso Ciampa, and Damian Priest. Fine battle royal if you're anything in it, and it's pretty basic. Some of the people in the show were already or in the match were already in the um, ring when they opened the show. They recapped Andre's career. They also recapped Ziggler beating Braun Breaker for the NXT title. Cole notes that Breaker's father, Rick Steiner, goes into the Hall of Fame tonight following SmackDown. Cole added that Breaker takes on Ziggler tomorrow at Stand and Deliver. Reggie and Tozawa go over the top rope, but Tozawa hits the floor first and eliminates him, and then does a flip on the apron to avoid Tozawa. Priest then bolts Reggie and sends him off the apron. Truth laughs about this and laughs at Tozawa and Reggie as they leave. Priest then dumps out Truth. Viking Raiders throw out Jinder Mahal. T-Bar ends up on the apron and tries to pull out Alexander. Benjamin saves him and knocks T-Bar out. Hits him with a jumping knee. Moss then dumps out Gulak. Happy Corbin walks down to ringside as Moss celebrates. Corbin then tries to help Moss by pulling down the rope. Of course, Moss goes over the top rope but lands on the apron. Moss then jumps back into the ring. Corbin and Moss argue until Corbin walks away. Crews then knocks Alexander off the apron and goes for the next elimination, and Aziz throws out Benjamin. Viking Raiders throw out Crews. Shanky and Aziz work together and dump out the Raiders. Aziz and Shanky do square off. They end up kind of going toward the ropes, and others help to dump them out. Priest and Balor go back and forth. Priest rocks Balor with a forearm. Balor comes back with a Pele kick, and then Balor throws out Priest. Ziggler eliminates Ciampa with a super kick. Ziggler, Roode, Moss, and Balor, and the worst of them wins and tries to eliminate Balor. Moss jumps out all three. Ziggler and Roode hit the floor, but Balor hangs on. Balor hits a sling blade on Moss, gaining control, charges at Moss, but Moss moves out of the way and eliminates Balor for the win. After the match, Moss said that he did it on his own and claims he's always looked up to Andre the Giant. He then told a bad joke insulting the fans, celebrates the big victory in the big time. Triple threat match, Intercontinental Championship. Ricochet defeats Angel and Humberto, 11-14. Not a bad triple threat match. It starts slow, picks up in the middle. Stresses that it's every person for themselves. Angel and Humberto work together to beat down Ricochet. They are in control. Ricochet fights back, catches them with a Rana, gaining an upper hand in the process. Ricochet then goes for a springboard clothesline. Angel stops him mid-move. Ricochet is standing on the ropes when Humberto runs into the corner and catches him with an arm drag. Back for the break. Los Lotharios continue to beat down on Ricochet. They slowed the pace down, working over the neck and arm. Ricochet then tries to fight back, but Humberto scores a near fall. Angel is angry, and Humberto attempts to win the title. Uh, they go for Humberto goes for a moonsault. Angel then tries to steal the pin. They argue over this, but Ricochet breaks it up. Humberto then rolls Angel close to a near fall. Angel and Humberto argue. Again, the fans erupted when they argue and tease fighting each other. Ricochet then hits a huge springboard cross body. Ricochet then hits a standing moonsault for a very close 2 count. Ricochet then dumps out Humberto and climbs over the top rope. Angel then cuts him off, but Ricochet kicks him in the head. Ricochet then goes for another splash on Angel, but Humberto cuts him off. Ricochet then manages to fight back and drops Humberto on Angel, and ultimately Ricochet hits a 630 splash on Angel, gets right up to his feet and hits a recoil on Humberto in a pretty fluid motion, and Ricochet gets the win. Too bad this wasn't on the pay-per-views this weekend or the premium events as they were. Anyway, they recap Kevin Owens calling out Steve Austin. Austin's appearance on the KO show tomorrow night is a highlight here. And then Sasha Banks and Naomi defended the women's champion, tag team women's champions, Carmella and Queen Zelina, 327. Crowd doesn't care about it, and I don't understand why anybody would. Ripley and Liv Morgan are standing in the ring. Ring announcer then announces that all 4 teams face off on Sunday night. The other 2 teams watch as this all happens. And then we go to the heels, have an early advantage. They isolate Banks in the corner. Carmella then slows the pace with a chin lock. Carmella taunts Banks until Banks rocks her with a knee. Banks then tries to tag out Zelina, knocks Naomi off the apron. Banks then fights back with Naomi, gets the hot tag, hits a sit out, full Nelson bomb on Zelina for a near fall, but Carmella breaks up the pin attempt. The finish comes when Naomi hits a split leg moonsault on Zelina for the win. Kyla Braxton interviews Ronda Rousey during a training session with Shayna Baszler. Braxton thought Rousey would be in a bad mood, but she seemed happy. Rousey admitted that she was angry, but she's not walking around mad. She promised to rip Charlotte's arm out tomorrow night. They recap Charlotte Flair Ronda Rousey feud. Stephanie McMahon and the UFC President Dana White and Trish Stratus are all in a video package about all of this. Charlotte Flair segment. SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair walks out on the stage. She notes the video package is epic and could watch it all day. Flair pointed out that Rousey was very angry because she'll destroy her at WrestleMania. She promised that the armbar won't stop her. The crowd chants what at her. She promises to defeat Rousey at WrestleMania and walk out as the champion. They show Madcap Moss shining up the trophy with Happy Corbin showing up and Drew McIntyre's sword. They both laughed, and this is just ridiculous. Then they recap Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar feud with another really good video package featuring All Nightmare Long by Metallica. Then we go to Rick Boogs introducing Shinsuke Nakamura and Pat McAfee start dancing on the announce table. Austin Theory jumps out into the crowd and grabs McCaffrey's leg. McCaffrey then falls backwards and lands hard on the table. Cole screamed that Theory's an idiot and to get him out of there. McCaffrey chases Theory to the back, runs into Mr. McMahon's office. McCaffrey stops in front of the door, starts to leave, turns back around and kicks the door down. Anyway, McMahon and Theory charge out of the office. McMahon threatens to fire McCaffrey and cancel his WrestleMania match, told McCaffrey to do his job. The fans boo this, and this is stupid. Anyway, Shinsuke Nakamura with Rick Boogs versus Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso with Jey. Disqualification at 308. Boogs and Jimmy have a match. Anyway, they further the angle with Theory and McCaffrey feud. Sets up a 6-man tag team match next, which, I don't know, it's just there to fill time. Boogs has an early advantage and kills Jimmy 10 times. Jimmy then takes over. Boogs misses a tackle in the corner. Jimmy beats Boogs down in the knees. Boogs then fights back and hits a press slam on Jimmy from the knees and transitions from the press slam into the fallaway. During the match, Theory comes back to ringside, taunts McCaffrey. Cole calls Theory an idiot again. Theory grabs the fan's drink and throws it at Pat's face. Pat jumps to his feet. Cole holds him back. Theory walks off. Finn Balor runs down and attacks him. Balor throws Theory into the ring for disqualification. Nakamura, Boogs, and Balor brawl with the Usos and Theory. And then, of course, we have to have a completely pointless, time-killing six-man tag team match. Focuses on Theory and McCaffrey, which I guess makes sense because they want this to seem like a big deal. Adam Pearce sets up the match during the commercial break. Why matches are set up during breaks, I'll never know. The faces are in control. Heels fight back. Theory tags in. Fans erupt into boos. Fans break into a loud Theory sucks chant along the way. Faces regain control and cut Theory off from his corner. Balor catches Theory with a basement dropkick, and then Balor is in control. Jimmy interferes from the apron. The heels take over and isolate Balor from his side of the ring. Back from the break, Jimmy scores near fall on Balor. Cole reminds McCaffrey that he couldn't attack Theory on or McMahon would fire him. Balor tries to tag out, but Jay knocks Boogs off the apron. Balor then manages to fight back and catch Jay with a basement dropkick. Nakamura tagged in and goes nuts on Theory. He then hits a kick to the back of the neck and hits a sliding German suplex for a near fall. Usos break up the pin attempt with a double super kick. Boogs jumps back in and tosses the Usos into the ring. The Usos throw Boogs into the stairs. Balor goes nuts on Theory, throws Theory out of the ring, and hits a flip dive for the benefit of the baby faces. Balor hits Sling Blade on Theory and then goes to the top. Usos cut him off. Theory hits the ATL for the win. Good win for Theory, I suppose. Theory looked right at McCaffrey and challenged him to come into the ring. McCaffrey jumped and on the apron. Cole convinced him to save it for Sunday. Fans break into a Michael Cole chant. I guess that's the only time that'll ever happen in the history of the universe. Anyway, they discuss The Undertaker going into the Hall of Fame. Happy Talk segment. It's not a good show closing angle. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss make their way to the ring for the deal. Moss mentions winning the, Corbin mentions winning the Andre Battle Royal. Corbin's dismissive and noted he won the Battle Royal in 2016. Corbin bragged about McIntyre's sword. They recapped Corbin stealing the sword from McIntyre last Monday's Raw, and Cole and McCaffrey run down the lineups for WrestleMania 38. Back in the ring, McIntyre looks at the WrestleMania sign as he had come out and attacked them. And anyway, I mean, it's a horrible way to close the WrestleMania show, or the WrestleMania hype, but it's WWE. At least Mania should have some good matches on it. Biggest deal of the year, and this is my 33rd WrestleMania as a fan. I can't say I'm all that excited for maybe 4 or 5 matches and the Austin segment. Other than that, probably the flattest Mania in years. Anyhow, we'll be back with more right after this.